What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Jacksonville for the start of our second season in the pros. Now, looking at the calendar, obviously we do have spring training going on, but from what I remember from MLB The Show 24, I don't remember if we necessarily go through spring training or if we can actually skip it while we're in the minors. Either way, though, we're going to end up starting our season and see what ends up happening. I would imagine that we are going to be starting this season, of course, you can tell, not starting in spring training, but we are going to be starting the season in the minor leagues, and it looks like we're going to be starting off against Rochester, the Red Wings, and it does look like we are going to be the ace this season, which is great. It does mean we are going to be taking the bump in the first game of the season, and that means that we can really set the tone in this first game. Now, since that is the case, we are going to be starting this one, obviously, and be playing the next 4 games before our next start, which I would imagine would be against the Tides. So, obviously, we're going to be going on kind of a different little schedule right now, at least for this first video or two. But then we'll get back on schedule where we're just going to be hitting for the first 4 games and then having our start in the 5th game. But again, for now, since we are the ace, we are going to be starting on the bump. So let's get into this first game and let's see if we can actually start off this season on the right foot, because the way that we ended last season wasn't necessarily great. However, again, we ended pretty decently statistically on the mound. Not necessarily great in the box, but again, ended pretty well on the mound. Under a 2 ERA and ended up with 4 wins on the season. Pretty happy about that. But let's see if we can kind of replicate that type of success this season and hopefully get up to the majors sooner rather than later. We are going to be in the 3-hole as well, and we're going to be taking on Parker Messick. And let's hope we can come out on top here, and let's hope that we start the season the way that we want to. But that does mean that we're going to have to do it both on the mound and in the batter's box, because, again, starting with fresh stats, we're going to put that pitch right behind us, as well as our 220 season in the box last season. And again, let's see if we can improve on that. We need to prove that we deserve to be up in the majors sooner rather than later, and starting off with the 2-0 count in the first game of the season ain't the way to do it. Let's see, get this one in the zone, as we just missed that one. That's a little rough, so that means we're going to have to go fastball pretty much down the middle, and let's just hope that we can get it in there. Thankfully we do. Our first strike of the season came on the 4th pitch of the season, unfortunately. Let's go with the slurve. Good, he ends up fouling that off, although, despite the fact that I don't have my headphones on, I would imagine that he got a pretty good piece on that. Let's go slurve one more time, make this a little better. Finish him off. Let's go. Starting pretty much 3-0 and striking him out on 3 consecutive pitches is a great feeling. But again, we would prefer to only be throwing 3 or 4 pitches to each batter. And it looks like it might be 4 on this one because we start off with the ball in the outside corner. But come on, we need to be a little more efficient. I want to make sure that we at least go 6 innings. And if we wanted to do that, we probably should have upped our stamina, but that's okay. We'll do that for our next start. You know what I mean? Got to up that big game just a little bit. And thankfully, he gets it on the fly. I thought maybe that was going to end up dropping. Thankfully for us, it did not. And we got 2 outs in the inning. Great way to start, especially after a really shaky one. And that might be... Nope. Can't get to that one. That's going to be the first base hit of the season. A lot of things happening here in the first inning, am I right? Well, whatever we do, let's just find a way to get out of it. Paul Goldschmidt? What are you doing down here in the minors, man? Come on. Did he really regress that much? How did he actually hit that ball? That looked like that was in the dirt. Either way, though, we get out of the inning with only 1 hit, but let's see if we can improve on that next inning. Of course, that's after we get the opportunity to hit. But unfortunately, no one in our lineup, and when I say no one, I mean the first 2 batters, were able to do anything. So let's see if we can actually do something and help our own cause here. Although, again, with 2 outs, as we get a little piece on that, but unfortunately, we get under it just a little bit. And that's going to be a pop out to shallow right. I know that was technically the second baseman, but saying shallow right makes me feel a little bit better. Great pitch-ish on that one, and we get the first pitch strike. Hey, we can actually get a changeup down in and 2. That'll set up for the down and out. Or that one goes out. My bad. And now I know you want to go with the slurve, but no, we're going split this time. We've yet to throw it this season, and we do it in a great situation as we get the swing and miss. And that's strikeout number 2 of the game, number 1 of this inning. Let's keep this up. I'm loving this. 6-hitter right now, Gavin Cross. Looks at a fastball pretty much right down the middle, but at the knees. So let's go change up here. Change that speed up. And you can tell he was looking for a fastball yet again. Now, we could go off speed like we have in the last 2 strikeouts, but this time, let's elevate a fastball. Let's see if he'll swing through it. Uh-oh. Yeah, we let that a little down. A little down. So let's slurve it up. And let's see if we can get him to strike out at something in the dirt. Did he? Yes, he did. Let's go. Strikeout number 2 of the inning. That's great right there. Great spot for that, too. We actually have a chance of getting out of here with another pretty efficient inning. That's only pitch number 20, and we're almost out of the 2nd inning. Let's make sure that we don't give up a base hit like we did in the last one with 2 outs as we go 0-2. Now let's see if we can actually strike him out with that elevated fastball. Get it up this time. We didn't get it up enough, but thankfully, he tracks it down. But I'll be honest, it is a little rough that our offense has not gotten a single run. And again, what did we do to help ourselves? Am I right? So there we go. That one probably could have been taken deep, but that's okay. He decided to look at it, and now we got ourselves an 0-2 count on that slurve. Love to see it. Let's elevate a fastball this time. This time I'm serious. Get the ball up, please. Still didn't do it. That still crept into the zone. So let's go slurve down and away. I think that's what's going to be our bread and butter for the rest of the day. But he didn't swing. So I'm going to go... I agree with you, Catch. Let's go split. Down and in. I feel like we can get him to swing at this. A little golf swing. And there we go. Yet another strikeout. Love to see that. He wants to start with the slurve? I don't know. Not on the 9-hitter. Let's go fastball up and in. Okay, well, we don't get the zone. Let's go slurve on this one, then. We'll make up for that last one. There we go. Good swing and miss. Wish it was an 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. And now we're going to have to find a way to continue to stay ahead. As there we do with the fastball down the middle. Again, not the best spot, but thankfully he didn't swing. And now with the slurve, he's not going to swing at it. 2-2 count. I think we go and jam up and in with the fastball. Again, this one we want more in than up. And we got that, but... Oh, he actually got there. Wow, I thought that was going to duck snort in and actually drop, but no. Thankfully, that wasn't the case, and we got ourselves the 2nd out of the inning. Wish it could have been a strikeout. But here we go. Darren Baker again. All right, let's just not, get to a 3-0 count again. As we don't, that's to the shortstop. Nope, can't make the play, though. That's very unfortunate. That will end up counting as a base hit. Rough. We're going so well, too. There we go. We got the circle change in. That's great. Split down and out. And that's going to be foul. And now we jam them up and in with fastball. I know you want to go change up. But no, we're going the complete opposite of what you want. Again, we want to elevate that one just so we can get that split down and away. There it is. How do you get a piece on that? That's my question. No, we're going up and in with the fastball again. He's not expecting it. As I said, he wasn't expecting the fastball. And that's right down the middle for strike 3. And our offense is doing so well that it's, through the 3rd inning, we still haven't gotten up to bat yet again. So, which means we're either leading off next inning or the number 2 hitter is up. I think. I don't know. Maybe we haven't gotten a hit this game. Either way, though, they've only gotten a couple, and none of them have been strung together, thankfully. Let's see if we can get them up and in. Boom. 3 straight strikes, and he ends up going down just looking. You'll love to see that. Now we got Paul yet again. Good old Goldie. Can't believe he regressed this much in the game, It's only been, a full year? Come on. He's much better than this. Man. Alright, let's get him up and in with the fastball. Still can't believe Arizona let him go. I mean, it ended up working out for them. Their team is actually really, really good right now. But, well, maybe not really, really good, but you know what I mean. Good enough. There we go. All right. 0-2 count. He didn't swing at that slurve. That's fair. Now we can jam him up and in. That's okay. That's going to be a pop-out. Unfortunately, again, that is with 2 strikes. Not necessarily what we want to see, but we still end up getting him out, and that's the important thing. Now with 2 outs here in the 4th inning, let's go fastball up and in. That was way too much down the middle. So let's go change up down and in. This time you make sure it goes in. Okay, or you just bounce that in. That works too, I guess. I'm going to go split out. That looks good. Oh, well, never mind. It's not good. And unfortunately now with 2 outs, we got ourselves a base runner. Thankfully, it's not someone who I think is going to do a lot of damage on the base path. He's only got a 15 speed. But again, the fact that we put anyone on base is a little not great. Especially since something like that could happen. But like I said, the good news is he is only a 15 speed, which means that despite the fact that that is a double, he doesn't end up scoring. It's the only thing that's getting me through this without getting a little upset. Let's go. 7-hitter, though. Just don't give up a good base hit. Way to stop that. I don't know if that was that much in the dirt to really warrant him kind of going down like that, but I digress. Let's go change up again. There it is. Thank you. Finally get one in the zone. Let's go up and in. I feel like that'll jam him enough. Uh-oh. We need to stop leaving that over the middle. That's where we start to get in trouble. But this slurve will end up scoring 2. You've got to be kidding me. We had such a great game going, and now we end up giving up a 2-run single to the 7-hitter at that. Yeah, we wanted to be moved up to the majors. Yeah, it ain't happening anytime soon after that. Which means we really need to pick it up in the box. We need to start ourselves a rally in the next inning. And let's see, just jam him up and in. Finish him here. That's fine. Slurve down and out. Get him out of here. Or not. Okay, now we're faced with a 2-2 count. Just need to slow down a little bit, that's all. That's all. There we go. Why couldn't we do that a batter sooner? We give up 2 runs, that's rough, but come on, our offense needs to pick it up now. Yeah, and unfortunately, we did have someone up before us, and he ended up getting out. This guy's throwing an absolute gem right now. Somehow. Then again, the way that our team plays, I'm actually kind of not surprised. Come on, give me something good to hit here. There we go. That's going to be foul, though. Little late on that. It's alright, there's no way he comes with another fastball, though, right? He's got to go off speed. Yep, that is the case. We wait back on it. Is that going to drop? It is not. But if we can get out of this inning efficiently, we'll be able to go out for the 6th, and we'll have a couple more opportunities for the offense to score. I do not want to pick up a loss. Not only do we get a loss, but, oh my gosh, we get injured. Or not? That was one of the stranger things I've ever seen. I guess we're staying in the game? Even though it said we were taken out due to injury? Okay. Anyone want to try to explain that one to me? I guess even glitches can't hold us back, am I right? 2-1 count, let's keep it in the zone. Beautiful. Well, that'll give us a chance to actually finish this game off then, hopefully. Maybe the fact that our pitch count isn't there anymore means that they totally forgot how many pitches we've thrown. Let's get him right here with the slurve. Boom, yes he did. No way you're calling that a walk. I think he went on that, let's be honest here. I think he went. But it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not the umpire here, apparently. Alright, there we go. Wow. Alright, 1-1 count, that's fine. We're still hanging in there. That is going to be a foul ball, thank God. Otherwise, that would have been another double. Up and in. No, that's a little rough. Okay. We're going to go split. Why not? That's why not. We end up getting the strikeout on that one. That's beautiful to see. And now again, guy on first, but with 1 out. We can get a double play ball. That would be ideal. There it is. I think so. Boom. Thank you. We needed an efficient inning like that or else we weren't going to go 6. Now we got a chance to stay in it. Or now they're going to end up doing that. Now it's showing injury. I wonder what ended up happening. Either way, we end up picking up the loss. Not the way that we wanted that to happen. And now we got to see how long we're going to be out. So it looks like we got a neck sprain. It's a minor injury, so we're not going to be placed on the IL. That's great. But it looks like we're going to be off for a few games. That's a little unfortunate. So I wonder when our next start is going to end up being, if they're going to end up pushing it, which is a very good possibility. So let's sim forward a little bit, and let's see where we're going to be. Although first, we do have 23 skill points. It'd be nice to actually up that. That would get us up to a 76. And in fact, if we upgrade that, if we upgrade the big game twice, that'll up our stamina and our pitching clutch. That gets us up to a 76. And that also leaves 9 extra skill points. One that I think we're going to put in base running. So I think we're going to end up doing that, just get our speed up a little bit. And again, we go up to 76 as a starting pitcher. One other thing that I really want to check before we actually go forward and see what ends up happening and how many games we're going to be out, I actually kind of want to look at our actual team, because I want to look at the roster, and I'm kind of curious to see where we kind of rank amongst the other starting pitchers. So right now, as it sits, especially going up to 76, we actually become the 5th best pitcher by overall on this entire team. And Perez, Sandy, Braxton, and Cabrera are a little better than us still. We're getting up there, though. We need to improve that a little bit. But the fact that we're number 5, I feel like we should be able to get up there sooner rather than later. By the way, we ended up picking up 8 strikeouts in that game in 5 innings, including one in that 1 inning that we ended up going out to injury. So that's a little rough, but let's go. Let's continue to simulate. And we are out for at least those first 2 games. We do get a practice in, which is really great. I think we're going to go for those squats. I think we can get a gold in that. Hopefully at the end of this, we'll have an extra 8 skill points to put into this stuff. And while maybe not with the best form, we do end up picking up those 8 skill points for the stuff that I mentioned earlier, which is going to be obviously our stats. And it looks like we're fully recovered, which is great. That means we're going to be getting into this game. We're only out for 3 games, but that does mean that we're going to be back at DH. We're going to be hitting in the 3-hole, and let's hope that we can go out there and actually get a base hit for once. And unfortunately, we might have to get that base hit here with 2 outs, as why do we swing at the fastball up like that? I don't know why. I can never lay off that. I could never lay off that when I was actually playing, too. And there we go. Good hit on that one, but unfortunately, that's going to be to the left fielder. Good piece on it, but just not enough. But here's the situation where we really, really need to be just focused. Because we got a guy on first and third, and unfortunately on the first pitch, we don't get a good piece on it, and that's going to be a fly out to the center fielder. And our struggles just continue. The good news is we are up 4-1 in this game, which is great. We're going to take this first pitch, which is a fastball down the middle, but we're still going to find a way to end up getting on base. Let's see if he'll give us another one of those down the middle. It is, but it was a little out of the zone, and unfortunately, not only were we late, but we swing at something that was going to be a ball. That's unfortunate. Nope, we are not going to swing at that curveball. I'm a little worried about that Vulcan change. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why that pitch scares me the most. I think it's maybe because it's the pitch that we see the least. And unfortunately, there it is right there. And we're hitting it to all sides of the field. But come on, we just need 1 base hit here. Especially here with 1 out and a guy on first. Come on. And nope. No, oh, let's go. What a horrible throw by the third baseman. That is going to be an error. We get on base. That's not going to help our batting average, but we'll up our on base, so that's great, I guess. Not the way we really wanted to get it, but still, that's how we got it. No, I shouldn't go on this one. Yeah, we end up getting tossed. I was thinking about stealing in the first place, but I just didn't. And unfortunately, we end up losing. I don't know why I hopped into this one, but apparently Curry, who again, just couldn't close out games last season, just gave up a 2-run bomb. So, yeah, not necessarily a great game for us or the team. I wish I could say that I'm surprised, but realistically, I'm not. And honestly, this is going to give us our opportunity to be able to get back on track with the games. Because it looks like this next game is going to be our next start. So you guys get a chance to see 2 starts in the same video. But that also means that we're going to be getting back on track again with that same one. And our next start will be the last game of the next video against the Rail Riders. But let's go. Let's get into this start. We can right our wrongs from the last game, both in the box and on the mound. We do not want to start the season without a hit and with an 0-2 record. So let's go out there and let's close the door here. The good news is we did end up upping that stamina, so we might be able to go deeper in the game. At least that's my hope. Gosh, he is just throwing heat. 98 up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a little different than the last guys that we faced, huh? Yeah, a little... that was actually okay on the sinker. We just didn't get a good piece on it. That's the main thing. Let's go 0-2 count. Give me something close to the zone. Wow, that was a great slurve. Holy shit, we suck. That's alright. That's not going to last forever. We were in a lot of slumps last season. Who's to say that we can't get out of them this season, too, you know? All right. Good way to start on this guy. I'm not going to lie. Wow. We're okay. At least our bad pitches are being thrown for strikes today. That's a great sign. Let's get him right here. I was hoping we can get him on that slurve, but that is not going to be the case. He wants to go fastball? Let's go up. Let's go up with the fastball. Elevate that. Finish him right here. There we go. 4 pitches, 1 out. Great to see. Good way to start this game. Again, if we're not going to be great in the batter's box, we need to be stellar on the mound. Especially after that last one. I can't believe we started the season with a loss again. That's tough. Just like that ground ball right there. We need to get better control of our pitches. Maybe we're at the point now where we're going to have to start to do that. Honestly. Let's see if we can get a double play right here, though. Great pitch. Kind of. Jam him up and in. Might not produce a ground ball, but at least it sets up for a slurve down and out for the strikeout. Yes, sir. Get him out of here. Not bad. All right. Now we're almost out of this inning. Let's go. Great. That's actually a great spot for that changeup. I'm not going to lie. It's a great spot for that fastball, too. And you know what that sets up for? The out pitch. I definitely thought he was going to swing at that. I definitely thought he was going to offer at that as well. Now, let's go split down and in. Everything else didn't work. And unfortunately, neither did that. He wants to go slurve, we're going change. Alright. Well, at the very least, that is going to be a ground out. You can get the ball over to first, and thankfully we get out of the first. And unfortunately, no run support in the first or second inning, unfortunately. But, again, we've been very stellar in the majority of our starts since moving up to AAA. Who's to say that we can't do it here? Ignore that last pitch. You guys did not see that. I'm not going to edit that shit out. Just pretend like you didn't see it, okay? All right, 1-2 count now. Let's finish him with the slurve down and in. That'll get him. Or not. Catcher wasn't even fooled. But let's go. Fastball up and in. Jam him. Let's go change up down and out. That was scary, I'm not going to lie. There it is. Beautiful pitch. That's incredible. I can't believe we got a swing and a miss and a changeup in the zone like that. Yeah, I think we're getting a little better. Maybe not much, but a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, let's get out of this second inning, though. Come on, if we can be efficient again, that would be ideal. Ah, this is Baltimore's number 16 prospect, huh? Good for you. We're in the top 10 in our organization, so thank you very much. Which means we need to get this guy out. With a 2-2 count, I feel good about that. Let's get him fastball up and in. That looks good. And I think he agreed with that one. Let's go with the slurve, maybe? Uh-oh. Couldn't get that in the zone. Yeah, we're gonna try to jam him with the fastball. There it is. Man, this guy's taking this taking this up as a long at bat. Holy shit, that's crazy. There we go. At least that's gonna be a ground out to the second baseman. That was like 12 pitches of hell, but at the very least we ended up picking up the second out of the inning. Can't believe we're not even out of the second yet. Thankfully we ended up upping that stamina, so that made it a little bit easier. Or should make this a little bit easier, I should say. Oh, we just missed the bottom of the zone. That would have been great for the first strike of the at-bat. Instead, we're sitting 2-0 now, and we're going to have to make that 3-0. Should we hit him like the Padres hit Shohei? I'm kidding. Instead, we end up walking him on 4 pitches. It's okay, though. It's just the 7-hitter. Don't worry, and it's with 2 outs. So it's okay. That's 5 straight balls. So let's go with the slurve. Something we know we can throw for a strike. And there it is. Barely, but we got it. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't believe you fouled that off. Thank you. All right, buddy, you're going to be my what, 5th strikeout of the game? Just not going to be on a high fastball. 2-2, 2 outs in the second inning. And we get the strikeout. Or we get the ground out to the second baseman, and at least we get that. Okay. I mean, we get out of it, but wasn't necessarily a pretty inning. And if we're talking about helping our own cause, this is where it starts. Oh, man, nice slurve on that one. Not going to lie. And you see, we just kind of pulled on that one. We didn't wait for it to come to us. We did the same on that one. He's gone 2 slurves now. Now I feel like he goes for the fastball. This would be a great setup for it, I'm not going to lie. Instead, it's a sinker up and in, and we strike out again. All right, we'll do it on the mound. We'll do it on the mound. As long as we don't get injured again, at least we're going to get another, like, 2 or 3 at-bats. Hopefully 3, that'll give us more of an opportunity. There we go. But again, the way things are going right now, we're going to be hitting under 100 in our first 3 games of the season. That's a great pitch. Wow. But at least that's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. Although, it took him a little while. But again, that should have been a strikeout. Oh, come on. Top of the order yet again. Let's see if we can perform some magic here and get out of this one before 40 pitches. That would be ideal, at least in my mind. Oh, I'm sorry, not 40 pitches. Make it before 50. Pardon me. And all those pitches that used to be strikeouts, we're just not throwing it well enough. That's the problem. But at least we know that we have a problem and we can just fix it now. Despite the fact that we just threw a circle change right down the middle. That's okay. 0-1 count at the very least. We are on the road, so I understand why we didn't get that, but still. Should be an 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. And make that 1-2. Alright, let's go slurve down and in. Why not? Bury it. Get him. Son of a bitch. Again, that used to be a swing and a miss, but apparently not against this team. But now it's time that we go 1-2-3 in the 4th. Why not? We're under 50 pitches. That's great. As we get a really great slurve right in there. Go fastball up and in. You just kind of saw it down and away. And now we got kind of down and in. But that is going to be a ground out in 2 pitches. That's great. But again, we have not had a strikeout, I think, since the 2nd. So, start to pick that up. Especially since we had 8 in 5 innings in the last start. There we go. Great fastball right there. Let's see if we can do the same thing, but up and in this time. And make sure you get this up. There we go. A little too high. 2-1 count. Let's go slurve. Make it in the zone, though. Uh-oh. Okay. I mean, that works for me. Go change up down and in. Go with the golf swing. There it is. Dude, you shouldn't be arguing with the umpire there. That was a ball. I'm just more surprised that he didn't swing. Are we sure? That looked like that clipped the zone. Alright, now we got to go for a strikeout or a double play. Those are the only 2 things I'm willing to accept here. Good pitch on that slurve, just a little too in. Get it up. Alright, well that's going to be a fly out to left field. Had to make sure. It sounded like he actually got a good piece on that. But thankfully that is out number 2. So we didn't get what we wanted. But, hey, at least it's an out. That's, I guess, better than nothing at this point. We don't want to give up any more runs. Imagine another shutout. It's kind of like that same formula that we've had. When we started in AA, we had a bad start, and then we're stellar the rest of the season. When we moved up to AAA, we had the same exact thing, and I'm hoping, again, with that strikeout, we're continuing that trend. That's the run support I'm talking about, baby. 2 runs with the chance to get a 3rd one here, if we can help. There we go. First hit of the season, finally. A nice little liner up the middle, and that's going to score a run. We love to see that. And here we are on first now. And you know what? Full count. I mean, no matter what we're going here, full count, 2 outs. There we go. Oh, no. Great play by the shortstop. Looked like he was kind of going up the middle anyways. And unfortunately, that's how the inning ends. But we're up 3-0 now. And with that lead, we should have a ton of confidence, especially facing 7, 8, 9. You know? Just make sure you get the ball in the zone. Get a couple strikeouts here. And let's get out of this one 1-2-3. That's a beautiful way to start it. Let's see if we can get him in 3 pitches. Fastball up and in. Jam him. Not enough, though. It's okay, though. Hey, look, we're not looking for an immaculate inning. We're just looking for a 1-2-3. There's a good start right there. With the slurve down the middle, he ends up just looking at that for a looking strikeout. I'd love to see that. Speaking of, you'll love to see that too. Just one pitch, one out. Little ground ball to the first baseman. We got a chance to get out of this 1-2-3. That would be great to see. Sorry, didn't mean to rhyme that. There we go. Great first pitch right there. All right, let's get him right here. Let's finish this off. No base runners here in the 5th. Just a little in. Gotta paint the black a little bit better there. There we go. That should have been strike 3. That's all right. We'll get it right here on the slurve down and out. Get him out. Finish it off. Check it down there. Check down there. Come on. Help me out here, buddy. All right. That's unfortunate. Sorry. We need to get out of this one right now. We need to get out before 75 pitches, in my opinion. That's probably the leash we got. Should have been a strikeout. That's all right. We retired the side in order. That's awesome, and we should go out for the 6th. And hell, why not? Let's finish this off. Top of the order. This is where we started. Let's finish where we started. We need to get at least 6 innings. We want that quality start. Ooh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's what I'm talking about. Out number 1. We can make this an efficient inning again. Oh, that would be really, really cool. Again, I'd prefer a strikeout in here as well, but hell, if we can get 2 outs on 3 pitches, I'll take that all day. Now we can take our time here with the 3-hitter. I feel like he might be looking first pitch no matter what. He sure is. I only say that because the team's only seen 3 pitches this inning. They want to chase me as soon as possible. And by having me throw as many pitches as possible, that will get us out of the game quicker. But 5 pitches ain't going to do it. And now in the 7th with a 4-0 lead. Got a guy on third again, but with 2 outs. Let's see if we can knock him home. Ah, the sinker. A little late on that one. 96 miles an hour. Nice pitch. And it does look like that is going to be his primary. That was a knuckle curve, wasn't it? Well, let's see down here in the corner. Oh, you bet it was. You bet it was. Please don't throw that to me again. Give me a fastball or a sinker. Thank you. At least we got a piece on it. Oh, we got 2 outs, so that's not going to matter. And it's going to be a pop out to center field, but at least we didn't strike out this time. But also, unfortunately, we're not going to go out for the 7th. Unfortunately, just under 80 was too many pitches for our coach, and we get relieved in the 7th. And are you kidding me? Look at this situation we're in the 9th. Let's go. Thank God. Oh my gosh, our first win of the season could have just gone down the tubes right there. But thankfully we don't. Curry gets his 2nd save of the season. Never thought I'd see that. And we get our first win. We end up winning 4-3. Yes, we only had 1 hit in this video and in this game. But we also only had 1 hit on the mound as well. 6 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, which shouldn't have been walks. Only 5 strikeouts, but a very, very great game right there and a great way to rebound after being injured. And would you look at that? I was wrong. I said we were going to be under 100 at the end of this video, and no, we're right at 100. Nothing to be proud of, but it's something to point out, I guess. Our ERA does drop below 2 as well, which is great to see, and we got 12 skill points in that, which means we have 23 to work with right now, and I think we're going to implement all those right now and go with that per 9. I think that's, honestly, again, I think our quickest path up to the majors is with our arm. And if we can improve that and get up to like a 78 overall sooner rather than later, that's going to be the thing that I think is going to advance us, again, as soon as humanly possible. So we get that. We're still a 76, but we are much, much, much closer to a 77 at this point now. Now, looking at the calendar, again, we got 3 more games against the Tides. And then again, we're going to be taking game 2 against the Rail Riders. We are going to get a practice in there, but thankfully for us, we're actually back on track with how we normally do these videos. Just kind of weird that we ended up getting that freak injury in that first game of the season. Either way, though, we're good now. We ended up getting our first hit of the season, got an RBI on it, and we also got our first win of the season. They almost blew it for us, but hey, we still pulled it out in the end. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to go down and drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time.